The Jeep is down for a moment. The bracket that holds on the shock has broken off on both sides, but you can see the shiny stuff there has been repaired a couple of times already in the past. It's not broken where it's been welded, where recently it's broken on an old weld. Anyways, I need a better plan, because this has been broken and the other one has been broken a couple of times. The other one is broken as well. So the plan is to use this to build a better one. Now it's time to mark out those measurements. I'll probably cut that out, so I'll be using this side. So this corner will go, and same, this one needs to go. I need to clean that off. 27, it's actually closer to no, it's 126. Those are the measurements that I'm working to, and I will check them with the original plate before I go much further, but I want to draw a center line from which to measure. Alright, so that is the center one. That is spot on. We can just double check for some skewness. No, that's spot on. Right, now I just need to drill the hole in the right place. So I managed to get the new brackets done. This is the old one, this is the new one. This will go like this. So I have space here. I might need to move on one of the two. I need the space to clear an exhaust. On the other one I might drill some new holes and move it in. Let's see how this works out. Right, one of the things that I knew I would have to do is to trim the corners of this so that it can swivel without interfering with the shock, and then to determine its exact position. Now that nicely aligns it with the other one, so I can make the same mistake on that one that I did on that one, on this one. I think that looks like a decent bracket. That will clear the shock. Right. Right, I'm actually doing a lot of things here now. First, I need to determine exactly what the position is going to be here. I'm going to have to drill new holes, which is fine. I'm checking that it's going to clear, and that's fine because it can go more than 90 degrees up and it's never going to reach that point, so there's enough clearance for the shock. Then alignment of the shock with the top bolt, I want it to be parallel, which it was not with the old ones because they were modified. And what else? I think I start to understand why Matt's off-road recovery and fab rats fit stuff and then remove it, and then fit stuff and then remove it. Right, some grinding noises later, and this should now fit. And there's clearance below the differential. Okay. So this is now basically in a drivable condition with a shock on, the U-bolts tightened up, nothing touching where it shouldn't touch, and I don't think this bracket's going to break. But that brings us to the next problem. If this bracket's not going to break, and the original problem that I had that caused the bracket to break isn't solved yet, like something like a shock with not enough travel either up or down, then the next thing is going to break, which is going to be the bolt on the cross member up there. I don't want that to happen because that's a more difficult fix. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to first fix the other side, but once I've done the other side, which is the same as this side, but with less clearance issues than this side, but I think I'm just going to make it exactly the same as this. So the next fix is going to, or the next test is going to be, do my shock have enough travel? So I'm going to have to pull it up somewhere, flex it to the maximum, and then physically measure what shock travel is required to do the maximum flex. I get the distinct impression that this chassis has gone through a lot. And that is an old brake. There's some welding here, but there's also a brake there, and it's broken there. There's a crack here. So this has reached the end of its life. Right, so that's the suspension in. When you're watching people like Matt's off-road recovery or fab rats, where they build a thing and they put it together and then they take it apart and they put it together and they take it apart, and you think, I'll never do that, it's too much work. Turns out you don't really have a choice. I've put it on now and taken it off 5 or 6 times. I haven't filmed all of it. every time there's another thing that I discover that I need to do. That one was less because I learned some lessons on this one, but that was still 4 times, I think. And I'm not done with them. I still have to take this one off because I want to strip the paint off, paint it again to prevent rusting. And I want to put some protection for the bolts, for the U-bolts. Now this is the old fan belt, this is the new one. The new one is quite a bit smaller, but the old one only took on about the inside 2/3 of the belt. Was the only part that actually gripped on the pulley. So this one will go deeper. I did go for a slightly longer belt. I see that one sits nice flush in the pulley, both top and bottom. So it seems better. Right, we're at the entry to H Trail to measure the travel that we have. So I can make sure where to set those new brackets. Let's see where this gets us. Now to do some measurements. That wheel is not entirely in the air, so I might adjust the angle. I'm gonna change the angle a little bit more. Deeper into H Trail. Let's see what we find. We got a little bit of sunlight left. We might as well use it. Well, it looks like I'm not going to find a spot around here that will give me the maximum flex on the rear. I'm going to have to jack it up to see, to put it under the wheel and jack it up to maximum, see what it does. So I arrived home in failing light, quickly jacked the Jeep up, measured and worked out that I needed to drop the bracket down to get it in the ideal position. Now I just need to make some drop plates to fix the bracket in that position, but that's for next time. See you on the next one. Cheers.